Greetings and welcome to the 29th episode of Oblivion House Mod Hunters, and as always I'm your host, Elf Guy, and today we're going to be taking a look at another 3 random housing mods from around the lands of Cyrodiil, including small cottages, mountain retreats, and island paradises, and as always you can find download links down in the video description below. So let's go ahead and get started with our popular house mod of the week, a Bruma hunting lodge by Robert Every. And as the name of this mod would imply, this is a simple hunting lodge right outside the city walls of Bruma, looking out over the mountains here down into the heart of the Empire far below. And on a clear day, you can actually see the Imperial city pretty well from up here. And there's just some really great views from your hunting lodge. Though this is a bit of an older mod. It was released in 2006, shortly after Oblivion was released, so it does kind of lack some of the detailing and features that you might expect from newer mods. And anyway, taking a look at the map here, this Bruma hunting lodge is again just really outside the city walls, including a map marker for fast travel, and it has basically a very short commute. Though you will need to walk around the outside of Bruma a bit before you can find a gate, but minor detail. And going inside, you'll find a rather cozy set of rooms, including a dining room in the main entry hall, with a roaring fireplace and typical assortment of paintings and mounted heads that you'd expect from a hunting lodge, such as this. And there's a small but well-decorated side hall here, with a couple of bookshelves, and most of the house here is already pre-decorated, so you'll have to move a few things if you want to add your own loot and stuff to the decor here. And on the other side of the entry hall, you'll find a small little kitchen-like space where you can prepare meals, including some counters and cabinets, and, things of that nature. And moving on upstairs, you'll find this is a rather small home, all things considered. That is, quite cozy and comfy looking to be sure. And up on the second floor, you'll find 2 main rooms, a small display hall over to one side, which is again pre-decorated, and you'll have to remove these weapons here if you want to display your own stuff. And of course, there's a master bedroom, as you can see here. With some storage, a nightstand, and a bed obviously. And again, these rooms come pre-decorated already, and there's really just not a whole lot of display and storage space in here. And this is really a home for those who just want to move in right away with minimal need for upkeep or custom decorations. But anyway, overall, this is just a small and cozy abode right outside of Bruma, with a short commute, some scenic views of the province, on those, rare days that it isn't snowing, and of course, a map marker for fast travel. It really doesn't have any other features though, and this is really more of a home for those who want something easy that can be moved into with a minimal hassle. But still, if that's for you, I'd recommend checking it out. And next up, we have our new house mod of the week, and this week we have Imperial Manor Collector's House by Zero Kulo. And this is a rather nice looking Skinningrad style mansion just down the road from the Imperial City and the Walnut Inn, with a rather nicely detailed front yard with trees, flowers, and a fair bit of ivy. And really, this is a rather scenic home, I'd say, and blends in fairly well with the landscape here, with a small balcony on the second floor that provides some modest views. And really, this house has a pretty good view of the Imperial City actually, at least if you stand outside in the front yard anyway. You can easily see the white gold tower there in the distance, along with the bridge to the Imperial City, and the outer walls and all that. Though another thing to point out here is that there's a bit of a practice area outside, with archery targets that you can practice on from up on your balcony, or down below, which is a nice little touch here. And otherwise, this is just, a scenic home in the Imperial Hotlands. Now, before we go inside, you do need to purchase this home before you can move in, and I'll set you back about 5,000 gold, which for the size of this home is, actually fairly cheap. But real quick, taking a look at the map here, you can see this house is really right next to the Walnut Inn practically, with a map marker and a really short commute into the Imperial City. And inside, you'll find that most of the main entry hall here, and indeed even the lower levels of this abode, are basically one fairly decent sized display hall, with several display cases that you can use to show off your loot and various artifacts that you've collected on your adventures. And there's probably about a dozen display cases down here, including a few countertops and bookshelves that you can also use to display items. And really there's just a lot of open space in here, so you can add your own touch if you so desire. This is a collector's house after all. And going upstairs, you'll find a sizable master bedroom that again has a fairly open floor plan, as well as a roaring fireplace, more display cases, a bed of course, and a study. And you'll note that unlike the first model we looked at today, this one is, almost completely devoid of any and all clutter, making it essentially a blank canvas upon which you can decorate to your heart's desire. And finally, there's a small basement below the house, including a smithy area, weapon racks, and also a training area with a practice dummy. But unlike the rest of the house here, it's devoid of clutter and almost completely open for you to, add whatever you want. And overall, this is a scenic and nice looking house and a rather convenient spot right outside the Imperial City, with a short commute, and it features a map marker, some storage, an absolute ton of display space, and a fairly open floor plan, that might be useful if you, have a furniture mod or something else of that nature. And this is a pretty good mod to check out if you're looking for a home that you can really just decorate yourself, and I'd recommend giving it a try. And finally, we have our underrated house mod of the week, which this time around is StapleNinja's Rumare Island by StapleNinja. And now, as you might expect from the name, this one adds a new island to Lake Rumare, and it's a rather small island with a small cottage and docks on it. But despite the size of this place, it's quite scenic with a lot of just, lovely detailing and landscaping with an outdoor seating area where you can watch the sunset over the Imperial city, waterfalls, and a scenic pathway that leads back to an interesting dated statue. And of course, there's a number of trees, flowers, and other plant life on the island to really just give this place a lovely atmospheric feeling. And being on Lake Rumare, the house here, of course, does have some splendid views of the Imperial city, and the White Gold Tower especially. But taking a look at the map here, you can see this new island home, and of course it does come with a map marker, as well as a short commute to the Imperial city. And there's even a rowboat that you can take to the shoreline if you don't want to swim. And heading on inside, this really isn't a very big house by any stretch of the imagination. This home uses a rather unique copy of the typical anvil lower class house, and as such it only has about 3 rooms, including a foyer and entry hall, a dining room off to the side here with a table that's already been set and piled with food already, and there's also a small lounge area in here as well, with a bookshelf and some comfy chairs to lay back in. And going upstairs, you'll naturally find the master bedroom, and you'll notice this entire home is pre-decorated already, with a lot of clutter and furnishings, so there's no real display space to speak of, but it is quite cozy and atmospheric all the same. And all in all, this is a very scenic and charming abode near the Imperial city, with just some beautiful landscaping, excellent views of Lake Rumare, and the White Gold Tower especially, and a rather atmospheric house to call home. It really doesn't have much in, way of features though. Pretty much just a map marker and all the standard fare trappings of a cozy home. But still, if you're looking for a scenic little hideaway, this might be the mod for you. And that wraps up this week's episode of Oblivion House Mod Hunters. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.